I think there is something that resonates there. The whole interaction with these computers is very purposeful. You were sitting down to do something in particular. You didn't just pull out your phone because you had it on you. And I think that that is a very different experience. I find personally when I'm in the museum space, I often don't have my phone on me and I'm just kind of messing around with these old machines, and it's just a different mindset and a different feel than your everyday technology interaction. And there's something really unique about that. I'm Aaron Ishmael, and I am the owner and founder of the Vintage Geek Museum. So when I was a kid and growing up, I was super into early technology and computers. And of course, everything was very expensive at that time. So it was a long time before I actually got my first computer, which was a Tandy Color Computer 2. And I think at that point it was already very significantly discounted, which is why my parents were able to actually get it one Christmas. And as soon as I got that machine and really got my hands on it and started working with some early basic code, ever since I've just been kind of addicted to computers, and I've followed that throughout my career in both radio broadcasting, engineering, and eventually software development. So computers are near and dear to my heart. And back at the beginning of the pandemic, when everything was going crazy and we were trying to get my parents moved, they were moving to a new house, we were going through all the boxes and things in storage, and we ran across an Apple IIe computer. That was actually the computer my mom used in the classroom. She was a teacher until 2018. And up until her retirement, she was still using that computer every single day. The kids loved it. And the minute I found it, I had to power it up and kind of relive those feelings from being a kid. And it brought back such nostalgia for me that it kind of triggered this urge to go back and find out what all the other computers were at that time that I never had a chance to experience firsthand, which started a little bit of a collection, and that collection became larger and larger over time to the point where I realized, thanks to my wife's input, that we needed to find a way to share these computers and this vintage technology with the world. And so that's what prompted me to start the Vintage Geek Museum as well as the YouTube channel, with the idea that with the YouTube channel we can share with people that may not be able to physically come to the museum and still get that information out there about these classic machines. Welcome to Vintage Geek. I'm your host, Aaron Ishmael. If you're new here, we make videos each and every week about vintage computing and vintage computer systems. Getting into this project, I had no idea. Obviously, I've never started a museum before, so this is a very new thing for me. The collection part of it I had down very easily. I can very easily find things and spend money. That's not the difficult part. The difficult part is finding a way to make it all come together in an experience that people can come and enjoy. And we've been able to meet some really good people along the way. Justin Strong is our in-house technician that we met along the way, and he's been extremely helpful in kind of going through all of these classic machines. We have a lot of things that are broken, that need parts, need repair, and he's very good at doing a lot of that work and trying to get these machines back online. We've also had a collections manager that was excellent at going through everything and just being organized, because there are so many different computers and pieces of software. Just having basically a database of everything we have has been really important to getting things going and knowing what we have and what to display where. It's been really an interesting project to get to that point, for sure. But we've been very lucky in that we found a space that worked for us. This space was not obviously intended to be a computer museum. It was originally the corporate offices for AAA here in Knoxville, and we inherited all of their old furniture. So being able to kind of put this all together and set up these workstations with classic machines has been really cool and a lot of fun to be able to do. I believe that's the way that they handled save games.
Is it like you said that
So here at the museum we have obviously different exhibits around the space that are revolving around the different companies that made up early computing. So they're kind of arranged by brand, and in each workstation we typically have one machine at least that is fully functional, so you can actually sit down and use it. We have kind of a pre-scripted tour that we do for people that come in, that we go through all of the different manufacturers, and we'll sit down with a few of the machines along the way to show how they work and kind of give an overview of that technology at the time. We're hoping at some point that we'll have all of the machines here fully functional. but that does take time. A lot of these machines have parts that were very specific, hard to find. We've ended up collecting duplicate machines in a lot of cases just to get one that works. But the idea is, at the end of the day, we'd like people to be able to come in and schedule time if they want with a particular machine, maybe something they had in their childhood that they want to go back and just really spend some time with and get into, all the way from that experience to just being able to come in and kind of get the full history and be able to see, a random sampling of machines from the time and, some basic demonstrations. I had the same problem last time. I never could figure out. So we have some really interesting computers here at the museum, as you might expect. One of my favorites is the Centurion system. This is one that we found in a warehouse find when we were going through a whole collection of things, and it really stood out to me right away because of its unique blue color scheme. It just looks different than anything I had ever seen before. And this one's kind of special because when we acquired it, we had no idea what it was. There was nothing available online, and thanks to the power of social media and YouTube, we found another YouTuber in Texas that had a full mini system of this computer that he had been working on restoring for the past 2 years, and had found the original engineers from the company and reverse engineered the code for it, and we ended up working together to try to get ours working. And it's not quite there yet, but we're pretty close, so that's an exciting project for the museum for sure. The other favorite machine I have at the museum is, of course, the original Apple IIe that was my mother's. We always show the beginning of Ghostbusters, the Activision game for it, which is a great little demonstration of the power of the Apple IIe. But having that at the museum really makes me happy because, it was actually my mom's computer. It made all those kids in her classroom happy for so many years, and now it can continue to do so in the museum environment, which is really cool. Honestly, we find that when people come in, it is the full range of reactions that you might expect. There are people that had these computers growing up that are just having the kind of wow reaction of, oh, I remember this, and I remember dealing with this machine or something like that, to younger people, which is fantastic. We've had some groups of students come through, and the reactions with younger people is really great that have not experienced any of this.